Paper. The lead story here says federal government eases access to student loan in new proposal. Riders, guarantors, parents' debt, others, hurdles cleared. False information is felony. Bill scales second reading. Away from that, in the red strip, House kicks over NAFDAC's ban on alcoholic drinks in sachet. Details on page 28. And we have Labour Plan showdown with states not paying wage award. Only 14 states complying. Rivers paying 30,000 naira. Kwara, Gombe, 10,000 naira. Above the masthead, we have Port Harcourt refinery resumes production in 2 weeks. Okay, page 7 has all the details that you need, and federal government insists discos must recapitalize for efficiency. If you want to read that, page 7 will guide you. Looking at the bottom of the front page of the Nation now, Olubadan Oba Mohod Olalekan Balogun passes on. That's on page 5. Finally, from the Nation, NSA service chiefs, North governors strategize on security. All right, moving away from the Nation now, let's see what the Daily Trust has for us. And the lead story is on the budget padding. Insertions by National Assembly legal, credited to Bagudu. The riders, Akpabio won't resign. Senate spokesman replies PDP. Principal officers received over 200 million naira. That's credited to Ndume. Atiku demands probe. Away from budget padding now, we have how man allegedly killed sister's husband over 20 naira salt. Very, very heartbreaking story there. How man allegedly killed sister's husband over 20 naira salt. Wow. Away from that, Tinubu writes National Assembly demands reenactment of Student Loan Act. Away from that, we have a picture story here. Not a good one, looking at the present state of the economy. It says traders stranded, orders display wares outside at Wuse Market yesterday as activities shut down following Tuesday's violence in Abuja. Calm is, total restoration of, activities at Wuse Market is still yet to happen after that incident. Beside the picture story, Port Harcourt Refinery, of course, another promise here to commence operation in 2 weeks. Below that, Kano POS operator returns 9.9 million naira mistakenly transferred to his account. Wow. Details on page 10. And another very sad story here is drunken father mistakes 9-year-old daughter for wife. Page 7 has the details of that. School abductions, NSA service chiefs, Northern governors meet. All right, that's it from the Daily Trust.
All right. Okay. I think I have Vanguard newspapers with me. We'll move on to Vanguard newspapers. And above the nameplates, high interest rate, risk aversion drive pension funds to federal government securities. The story is on page 19. Damaged undersea cable disrupt internet services in Nigeria, African countries. The story can be found on page 28. Tinubu to governors, it's time for governance. Let's set aside political differences. That is story 8 on page 2 of the Vanguard. Port Harcourt Refinery will deliver petrol in 2 weeks. Kerry, that is the story can be found on page 2. 287 Kaduna students, abductors demand 1 billion naira. Vow to kill victims in 20 days. Military vows to rescue school children. Says abduction succeeded because the military was not notified on time. Notes school children taken to terrain difficult to access. Explains reason for upsurge in mass abduction. NSCDC working with others to secure release of Kaduna students. CGFCT to use drones to track kidnappers. Wike, 19 northern governors, NSA service chiefs meet on possible review of security architecture. The story can be found on page 5. Benue, armed herdsmen killed 147 in 2 months. Ethnic leaders chair. The story can be found on page 13. Akpabio cannot resign, call morally reprehensible, Senate tells PDP. And that story is on page 11. Teachers' welfare packages. Government requires 345 billion to pay monthly salaries. Alleged 3.7 trillion budget padding. Atiku joins fray demands probe. Well, that's all, Chooks.
Drunken father takes a 9-year-old daughter for wife.
Mistakenly.
Then wife kills husband's sister.
Man kills sister's husband over 20 naira.
You know,
that's anger.
You know, in Nigeria, you think about malaria, you think about stomachache, you think about leg pains and all that. Mental health issues are a big problem in this country. I'm talking from direct experience in my household, so I know what I'm talking about. Let people be checked for mental health. You know, the man killing the other. If they tell you the story of continuing rift in the family, you would know that many households are time bombs taken. And they are virtually lone rangers. They're on their own when it comes to these matters. The nuclear family in the country has to be given more attention. Mental health issues are a problem in this country, just that we've not done proper survey.
Yes, you know, Chooks, when you talk about mental health, a lot of people believe that when you talk about mental health, it's about, crazy.
You don't come out clothes, can't go market.
So it has to be a psychiatric issue, but it's not.
That's very ignorant. Depression is a mental health issue.
That is the issue.
Soliloquy, talking to yourself, is a mental health issue.
So there is need for to create awareness on what mental health is actually.
Very important. As I said, I have a direct experience, so I know what I'm talking about.
So there is need for that enlightenment.
Let's pay more attention to how households live. You know, okay. Federal government insists discos must recapitalize for efficiency. Remember bank consolidation, what it eventually did to us. Let's pray that this is talk going in that direction. It's just that in this scenario, you don't really know who to blame, whether it's the Gencos or the discos, whether Gencos are now gyrating to discos music and all that, and we are the hapless onlookers. Now, this takes me to the Abba miracle. Professor Barton Naji has proved a point. And thanks to the former administration, the administration of Muhammadu Buhari, for making power generation and distribution something that got on the concurrent list, is no longer exclusive. So states are now in a position to do a lot. There are bad things that's...
you know that, I just read somewhere that, sorry to cut you short, 48 hours uninterrupted.
It doesn't blink.
Wow.
It doesn't blink.
So we can have such.
And they have 144 megawatts installed capacity. I think they are doing about 138 now. And they say that very soon they can take it to Umuahia and all that. What does it tell the states? You can get it if you really want. And nobody says you can't go into partnership with people abroad as long as the nuclear investors are in this country because of national interest and all that. So the sky is no longer the limit for any of us. It's the springboard. It depends on how we want to think. That's what I think.
Then the good news.
It's good news. And another good news for students is the easing of access to student loan in new proposal. 1% of collectible taxes to fund program. At least we know it can be well sourced. Establishment of the Nigeria Education Loan Board, Loan Fund. Loan available for tuition upkeep. Removal of family income threshold condition. That was going to be a big problem. Then loan repayment, a false declaration attracts a 3-year jail term. Loan repayment forgiveness in case of death of beneficiary. It now wears a more humane and human face. And it means that it's going to be accessible to more needy people. Because I can tell you that the days when the likes of Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja paid 15 naira meal ticket and got an entire leg of chicken or the wing at the Kenwa campus, University of Benin, those days are gone. These students are gnashing their teeth in the so-called citadels of learning. So we say kudos to the government for all that, okay?
Another good news, Port Harcourt Refinery will deliver petrol in 2 weeks.
Demola. Demola.
Yes.
Demola.
3 times.
Let's wait and see.
Exactly. Exactly.
No. I mean,
there was a promise that we're supposed to get one refinery working as of December.
It was Port Harcourt. So don't say one refinery.
No, I just didn't want to. I wanted you to help me out.
Demola, let's wait and see.
Port Harcourt
We must not
Refinery
reduce the
to
job
deliver.
of Abba Kyari and his people to, you know.
No, it's Kyari that said it. He said it.
I'm saying we shouldn't reduce their job to anyhow talk. So let's give them respectable silence while we wait for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Do you understand?
2 weeks is just here.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
be
around the
patient.
corner.
That is before
Easter.
Easter.
It's likely to be before Easter, really.
Yeah. Today is 15.
But actually, ladies and gentlemen, the refineries issue has become a sore point. It's become a laughable matter. You can't say it can be done. Look at what Abba, or look at what Bath Naja and his team, have done now. They started in 2014, really. A lot of hurdles, sabotage, alleged here and there. Don't listen to side talk. If you're well focused in life, you'll get there. It's a matter of time. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. We are interested in how many times you rise to continue the fight.
All right, talking about rising, we just read a story about a drunken father mistaking his 9-year-old for his wife, and then of course there's been the issue of alcoholic drinks, especially those in sachets, not being too healthy, and so many other stories about the alcoholic drinks. Now, this story, I just want to find out what you think about it. House kicks over NAFDAC's ban on alcoholic drinks in sachet. Now, NAFDAC says, well, these things are not healthy, killing Nigerians, affecting their sensitive organs. And then the House is saying, well, maybe this is not the time to do that. I mean, what should we be considering in this issue?
That is the question.
What is the interest of the House? We are praying that more alcohol leaves, Nigerian homes and all that, so that we will have time to tackle an economy that is not very friendly. But the point is this: when nylon is heated intensely by the sun, sometimes what it contains gives you the taste of nylon when you eventually down it. Maybe that's what NAFDAC is saying. I've not read the story.
No, it's not only about the nylon
content
impact,
itself.
The content itself
is damaging.
It's damaging.
Yeah.
And
about two days ago, we talked about this kidney challenge that
yes,
we have in this country.
Yes.
I mean,
organ disease, apart from mental health issues.
I'm telling you.
Organ disease rising in this country.
I'm telling you.
You know.
As a result of all these sachet and small bottles content of these alcoholic
besides
drinks.
Even the health implications, it's fueling crimes, by people who could take this product.
Because you're making it so easy to pick it up.
Exactly. It's affordable, drivers and all of that. So it's doing
you're making
damage.
It so
for
easy.
100 naira, you can just go.
Exactly. When the Americans are talking about background checks now for people who want to buy weapons, they don't want the mayhem that has become a killing spree, in their country. So you have to do something that inhibits the ability to acquire that which is not easily approvable by a section of society. You have to take measures to ensure that certain things don't get in the wrong hands. Who says a 12-year-old can buy a sachet of alcohol? Come to think of it.
They just, with 100 naira, 200 naira, you just go
every day things happen.
Before you know it,
things happen to make our country an anyhow country. That's not how we were.
It's sad.
Who would give you beer when you were in primary school then? Eh?
It's sad.
Who would? But anybody can get it now.
Then you see this abductors demand 1 billion naira. I mean,
they could as well start preparing their budget. At the beginning of you don't blame them. Security forces, this is a challenge to you. Don't let them do this to us. Don't. I haven't come here for a broadcast. But this is nauseating. This is simply, it tasks all manner of thinking. So let us not let them do it to us.